Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Cool Collectibles, back again for another review. This time it's the Hot Toys MMS366 Ripley from Alien. For all your 1/6 scale figures and more, click the link in the description below to head on over to Sideshow Collectibles. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, this figure has been long awaited by many collectors. It was due for release in Q4 2016, so it's been about a 10 to 12 month delay, I think, for the release. I've got no idea why it was delayed. I don't know if, I guess there's speculation that it was about the likeness approval by Sigourney Weaver or whatever it might be, or changes to the design from rooted hair to sculpted hair, etc. But overall, the delay hasn't been too big of an issue for me, and I'm definitely glad to finally have her in the collection. With the box, I might just move her out of the way. With the box, it's a pretty stock standard box, nothing too much to write home about, just the window box that you can see under there, and the prototype art on the front. So nothing too spectacular. From the accessories front, you do get a pretty good assortment. The stand here is pretty much the same as the Alien Warrior base, with the paint application, and the only difference I can see is the nameplate on the front. So overall it's not too bad as stand, and it does look quite nice and goes with the movie and so on, so I do like that. It does come with a small array of hands to hold the accessories, so I think you get one for the flamethrower, one to hold the motion tracker, and just a couple of fists. And so not too much there, but overall, again, the overall skin texture and so on isn't too bad. The cat, well, there have been plenty of people complaining about the cat. Jonesy here. Overall, the sculpt obviously isn't that great, and the paint app isn't too bad. I do like the fur looks semi-decent, I guess. So overall, it's probably an accessory that I'm not too fussed about. And they do give you the little portable cat carrier thing, and this thing does look quite nice. The detailing and the paint application, even the weathering around the edges and so on, is all nicely done. And you can lift this up like so, and you can see the interior there. So it's got that nice sort of padded look in there, and I think you can fit the cat in there, which I haven't tried yet, but sort of squeeze it in there like so and close it up, and there you can see Jonesy inside there. So I don't know if I'll pose it with the cat inside or not, or even have the cat on display at all. So we'll see how we go when I check out how much room I've got left in the display cabinet. It also comes with the motion tracker itself, so the detailing is quite nice there on the view there, and all the little wiring and so on. The weathering is probably not as much as on the cat carrier, and these things are pretty fragile, so they feel like they're rubber and just sort of inserted into those holes, so just be careful where you put your hands. But overall, another nicely done accessory there, and you can just have it holding the top, I think, like so. The flamethrower overall is pretty nicely done as well. I think the weathering around the midsection here is nice and dirty, and the strap is fabric as well, so that fits well over a shoulder. And again, just be careful of all these thin wires. They do feel very delicate, so just be careful where you place your hands, because yeah, you could snap that off quite easily. But again, the detailing and the weathering is pretty nicely done. I think Hot Toys does some of the best weapon work for accessories out there. And I think the last accessory is the little watch, which I think you put it that way on her left wrist. So you just take off the hand and put that on, but I won't do that right now. But it's pretty soft plastic, so it should fit over the wrist fairly easily. But I'll get onto the figure. Alright, so here is a close-up of her head sculpt, and the head sculpt, obviously, as with most of the Hot Toys figures, always comes under a lot of discussion. And I have to say, from most angles, the likeness is pretty damn good, and I'm fairly happy with it. but again, similar to many other people I've spoken to, it's really this sculpted hair that throws things a little off. I have seen some custom rooted hair versions on 1/6 Republic and so on, which really bring out the sculpt and make her look absolutely fantastic. So I think just with the way they've done the stranding, it is quite thick, and it's probably not as detailed or as nice as some of their other stranding. I think even on the long-haired figures like Thor and so on, I found the stranding to be nicer, and the design. But it is a softer material, and it doesn't hinder the articulation too much. As you can see, it's pretty soft back there. But maybe just the way that it sort of falls around the sides of her head and so on, where it isn't quite as natural as a rooted hair version, and it doesn't bring out the features of the sculpt as the rooted hair would, because some of those photos pretty much make her look like it's come straight out of a movie. But the sculpt details in general, I mean, with Hot Toys, they always excel at their paint application, so it has that beautiful sort of realistic skin texture. The eyes aren't too bad. It's got that nice glassy look to it, so you know, from angles like that, I think the head sculpt looks pretty spot on. And a lot of people don't like the open mouth look, but I think that's pretty accurate to the way she sort of looked in many scenes in the movie, I think. So, or if that's how I recall it anyway. So I think the way that they went with that was a valid decision on their part anyway. So that's pretty much it for the head sculpt. The outfit, I absolutely love the outfit. Hot Toys has done a fantastic job with the tailoring. It's got a nice sort of dirt wash to it as well. You can see the brown dirt wash all the way through, so it's not just in patches, but it's all the way over the outfit to give that added realism. So I definitely like that weathering. And it does come with these 3 layers here, if I can just grab that. So you get the outer grey suit, the creamish undersuit there, which even has its own little pocket there that I just noticed, and then it's got the green t-shirt underneath. I have seen people try to take this off to just have her in this t-shirt or the white shirt, but I won't be bothering to do that. I do like this look with the overalls on anyway, and the way they've done the decals here, they're just stickers, but they seem to be applied fairly well, and the detailing isn't too bad as well on the Nostromo there. And just the way they've done the stitching and all the sort of fake pouches and zips and so on looks very realistic. I especially like the way they've done the sort of stranding here and tied it at the bottom here. I wasn't actually expecting that, and that's a nice little bit of detail with some of the pleating and tailoring there. So overall, it fits nicely and it looks great as well, so it doesn't really hinder the articulation too much. And the shoes are nicely sculpted as well, so I can't complain too much about that. They're not fabric laces or anything like that, and she doesn't have any socks on, but they're all covered by the overall, so the texturing and the detailing on the shoes is pretty nice. Articulation wise, I don't have too many female bodies. The only other one I have from Hot Toys is Wonder Woman and Princess Leia. Now Princess Leia, I felt the body was quite firm, but with Ripley here, the arms are okay and the elbows, but it's the legs that are a little bit of a concern for me. The right leg here isn't too bad, but it's a lot looser than some of the other figures I've had. The knees are okay on mine, but the thigh area is quite loose, especially on this leg, and so I lift it up and it just sort of flops down. So it's not too bad, but Sideshow has problems with floppy bodies, and so hopefully Hot Toys doesn't start going down that route where their bodies start to become very loose out of the box. So that's probably the only major nitpick I have for the figure. Everything else, from the zips from the outfit, the accessories and the head sculpt, I'm pretty happy with overall. So I'm definitely glad to have her finally in the collection. It's taken a while, but as a movie icon, you know, you can't get much past Ellen Ripley as one of the best female heroines out there, apart from, say, Princess Leia or Wonder Woman or Sarah Connor. So I think Sarah Connor is probably the last female hero that I would want in the collection. But with Ripley here, I guess the only other variant I would want is the Aliens version, of course, with the power loader. They haven't, well, they've teased it for the last couple of years now, and they still haven't announced anything formally, so it'll probably be at least another year or two before anything like that actually gets released, but I'll keep waiting for it, and this one will timing over with the Alien Warrior in the meantime. So hopefully you like that quick look at this new Hot Toys Ellen Ripley figure. Hopefully you can click that like and subscribe button. I do have the movie realization Darth Maul and Jango Fett coming I think tomorrow, so hopefully you can subscribe and stay tuned for those reviews coming up next. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.